Good evening and welcome inside historic McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman as two old rivals collide on senior night for the 22nd ranked Oklahoma Sooners. They host the 23rd ranked Missouri Tigers. I'm Chad McKee. To my right, the longtime Sooner head coach Jack Spates as we are underway. I didn't even get time to ask Coach to size this one up as they have started action at 125 pounds. Out there for the Missouri Tigers is Gage Walker. He's a freshman out of Jay, Oklahoma and Bixby High School. And for the Sooners, honored before tonight's duel, Antonio Lorenzo, the senior from Antelope, California, who transferred from Cal Poly. Well, we'll size up the entire duel in a moment, but size up this bout here at 125, which should be one of the most competitive bouts we see tonight.
This is a real interesting bout, and one in which both guys come in hot. Interestingly, Antonio having beaten Iowa State and Northern Iowa, and Gage having lost 4 out of the last 5, but by a single point in most of those cases to great people, including national champion Richard Figueroa from Arizona State. This is going to be a tough match.
Yeah, you nailed it with Walker. He's got 4 losses by 1 point, and 3 of those were to ranked foes. And 125 is a spot where Missouri's had the injury bug hit, and they've got 4 guys who would be starters out for this one, including at 125. Noah Sertin, the 4-time NCAA qualifier who had to medically retire from the sport back on December the 13th. So it is Gage Walker out there, who's a 4-time Oklahoma high school state champion. Antonio Lorenzo, 2-time national qualifier. That was at Cal Poly, where he spent 4 seasons. And he got that big win early on in the dual season when he upset number 2 Jory Volk of Wyoming at the beginning of the season.
Their most recent common opponent is West Virginia 125-pounder. And Antonio got hammered, majored, and Gage lost a squeaker, somewhere like 10-9. But you can't count Antonio out. He has some tough wins like you talked about. He's very poised, and he's very tough.
5 ranked wins for Lorenzo this year. And Walker, as you said, he's been right there on the verge of more breakthrough wins, but did get the
nice job. Even some clock on the edge there. Nice mat returns.
Good job there to buy an extra 20 seconds or so and keep his foot inside the circle to build just a tad bit of riding time.
And which is going to be important because Walker, so says Coach Mabel, his best position is on top.
Going to attend to what appears to be the nose of Antonio Lorenzo. So since I didn't really get a chance to ask you to size up the entire duel, man, these two teams have just been whacked by the injury bug. 4 starters from Missouri Sooners, basically without 3. We'll see maybe 4 as we get later into the night. They're way down the depth chart at 157 are the Sooners. No offense to who will wrestle tonight, but size up. What it does is it makes it pretty competitive if you just go down the list.
No, that's exactly right. Both teams coming limping. So really the team that says we don't care who's not here, we have enough with who is here, that may be the team that comes out on top.
So on top will be Antonio Lorenzo. Get a chance to build on that riding time after getting the takedown in the beginning 2 minutes of this first period.
And I like that first move, a little bump, a little claw. And looking for a little tilt.
Yeah, trying to earn some near fall action there, Lorenzo. Decent mat return there. And out they go. So 9 seconds away from a takedown and riding out the period potentially is Lorenzo.
And once again, you need that first move on top.
Lorenzo ranked number 28 in the country this week. Clean start there, and Lorenzo He's going to get a takedown with just under a minute left in the period and then ride it out. So solid beginning for Antonio Lorenzo. And you were talking about your keys if you're Roger Kish and the Oklahoma Sooners, and fast start was your main key.
That's exactly right. The first 4 matches, they are really tough, but they are winnable. So the Sooners have to come out fast and then ride that momentum. This would be real big, and not giving up that point at the end is real big.
Walker, ranked number 31 this week.
Get that claw in there again. This is big.
Lorenzo has now built
I think it's
a minute of riding time.
I think it's a little bit of not in my house and not on senior night.
You never know, do you? You went through it so many times, what senior night, what the emotions are going to do to you. Are you going to find that energy, or are you going to be drained from all the emotion?
Yeah, you don't know. Sometimes as a coach, you're sitting there and you're thinking, what in the world is happening?
Can you tell when you see the wrestler and you come and you shake his hand and you talk to his parents, can you tell where he is emotionally and physically on senior night?
I think a lot of times you have a real, good idea, not just senior night, all the great rivalries, etc., but sometimes you are just bamboozled. I'll tell you, this is good riding. He's working. He should not be called here. That's a shame that you have to let the guy go, because the call is not that you have to take him back to the mat, but you have to keep trying. And that's what he was doing, but he didn't want to get hit for stalling.
We always mention the referees when a semi-controversial thing happens. That wasn't super controversial. Josh Briscoe and Eric McGill are the referees for this one.
Right, both excellent referees, and notice he didn't make the call to hit him for stalling.
Minute 36 riding time built by Lorenzo there.
Antonio holds real good position, and he's good on re-attacks after you take a shot. Best attack is a single to his left side.
Close in on the conclusion of period 2. And Lorenzo will have a minute 36 of riding time.
And this is the importance of stance and position. You hold that good, strong stance, you know a guy's coming. It makes it a lot tougher for him to get control.
So it is Lorenzo's choice for the third period. He elects to start neutral with Walker. It's probably a good choice, not allow Walker to get on top and try to eradicate some of that riding time. And it's a minute 36, and he's in on the right leg.
Dive through the leg. You got to anticipate that. Pull that arm and back hook his arm now. Lean away from him, pull your arm towards you, and back hook. You can see the opening in your opponent's arm right there.
Stalemate call. No points scored either way. Lorenzo having trouble with the blood on the bridge of his nose. We've already worked on it once.
We don't care about blood. We're wrestlers. Better to have it be the opponent, so. Now you want to get away from that edge. You don't want to give up a stalling call there. Good stutter. Keep your opponent off balance. Tell you, a lot of poise, good position, and good opportunistic wrestling.
Not much happening here in this final period. Stalemate called. They want to restart them. And Lorenzo is 9 seconds away from having riding time secure. That's big.
No,
because then a takedown by Walker would only tie it. And now riding time is secure for the Sooner wrestler. And Walker's got to make something happen.
See, that's the thing. He knows his opponent has to come. He waits for him. He gets his re-attacks. Oh, that's out of bounds already. When the feet go up, you're out of bounds, even if your legs are inbounds.
So there's no breaking the plane type of rule.
Yep. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's going to be.
Yeah, there's the warning. But he's only got 11 seconds to try. Even if he does get another one, it's only 3-2.
That's exactly right.
And riding time is secure.
And that is the match, and an excellent match by Antonio Lorenzo.
So with riding time, Lorenzo wins it 4-1 at 125 for the Sooners.
With a 4-1 decision, senior Antonio Lorenzo.
This was the takedown all the way back in the first period.
He ducked it right there. Popped his hips under to a body lock, kind of a little hip toss there, and just a real nice and slick move.
So it's a 3-0 start for Oklahoma. The victory by Antonio Lorenzo at 125 pounds. And on senior night, that's big for him. He runs his record to 13-6 overall.
Big for him and big for the Sooners. And here's another big one. Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
So it is Cleveland Belton, the senior from Corona, California, double transfer from Oregon State and Arizona State, ranked number 23 this week. And he is 9-5 overall. And Cade Moore has won 6 straight bouts, all of them bonus point wins, 5 by pin and 1 major decision. So this redshirt sophomore from Allen, Texas, has been red hot for the Tigers.
Yes, he actually has a win over number 5 Sam Latona from Virginia Tech.
And he wrestled Oklahoma's Carter Schmidt earlier this year at the Cyclone Open, pinned him. And Cade Moore, NCAA qualifier a season ago. Cleveland Belton, 2 times a qualifier. This is another one of those that could go either way, Coach.
No, there's no question about that. Cleveland's tough, though. Real big, real big. He wants you to shoot on him. He gets a front headlock. He gets a thigh pry to a pancake or a go behind. He's at his best, once again, when the opponent has to come to him.
Cleveland Belton had a redshirt year prior to starting his career at Arizona State. He won a Pac-12 title in 2023 with a pin in the championship match. How good does that feel?
Yeah, and that's at what weight? 141. Dropped down when he came here. Whoa.
Powerful. Moore gets the first takedown.
It was almost as if he was anticipating a shot to the other leg.
And an escape for Belton. Moore's ready to go again.
So a little trivia, our first 2 starting wrestlers are from what state?
For Oklahoma, they're from California.
Yeah.
Corona and Antelope.
Had a number of great California wrestlers. The Valdez twins come to mind. Would have been nice to have them out there tonight. Both All-Americans. Shane, the 3-timer. Dane, a 1-timer, would have been 2 if he wasn't injured. Yeah, Cleveland's best stuff are off his opponent. He also has a real good re-attack, but a lot of it's off his opponent's shots. And I'm sure they've seen that on film. He's got a good double.
There's Belton. Moore able to hold him off, though, on that attack.
Should have stayed down on the leg. He tried to seat belt it.
We hit the end of the opening period. A takedown by Cade Moore and an escape for Cleveland Belton in that period. Let's look again at the takedown.
Yeah, there's that low shot. And keeps his leg driving. That was the difference right there. In the low shot, could have been a scramble situation, but he kept those legs driving.
On to period 2. There's a caution for a fast start against Cleveland Belton. That was close to going all the way to the hardwood outside the circle. This is the 59th meeting all time between these teams. Sooners have won 43 of those. But Brian Smith has kind of turned things around in the rivalry. He is 14-9 against Oklahoma, but Missouri's won 6 out of the last 7.
Nice.
So Belton, is he going to get near fall points here?
He didn't give near fall points there.
No, the Sooners are going to challenge this as they come back square. Yeah, Roger Kish is over there, and he's going to ask Joshua Briscoe and Eric McGill to take a look at this.
I think that's a Cornell guy right there, the assistant official. He went to school there while my son Jeremy was an assistant coach there. So getting back to Missouri's resurgence under Brian Smith. So Brian, I actually gave his first coaching job at Cornell. He was an assistant coach for me. He got the job at Syracuse. They were really trying to drop it and did. And then he's trying to get the Missouri job and was able to get it. But when he got it, so many of the wrestling boosters just went crazy. They did not want him. And he was getting phone calls in the middle of the night. There were all sorts of terrible things going on. I actually had to call a number of those wrestlers and tell them, hey, give this guy a chance. Get behind him. If he doesn't do the job, you can replace him. But he's good, and he was not only good, he's great, and now he's a legend in Missouri.
334 wins as Missouri head coach, the 2023 Big 12 Coach of the Year when they won the Big 12 championship. Roger Kish's Sooners have been hit by the injury bug this year. Roger Kish, 12 seasons at North Dakota State, but before coming to Oklahoma prior to last season.
Already making a mark. A couple more recruiting classes. We're going to be taking a big jump. By the way, the honorary coach right there with the white T-shirt is Sean Harrison, 3rd in the nation for the Sooners. Great wrestler, great man. I can't believe that's not backwards.
Also on the Missouri staff is Sooner national champion Kendrick Maple. He is over there as associate head coach.
And Kendrick is just the best national champion, 3-time All-American, and the second best snake in Sooner wrestling history.
Who had the first?
Oh, Chase Nelson.
Okay.
From the same high school, by the way. Chase Nelson. He blows him away. Of course, that's a bone of contention.
I would imagine.
Kendrick's picture is in the hallway doing the snake, and I told him today that was actually Chase Nelson's body. We just put your face on it. Chase is prettier than him, too.
So after review, no near fall points.
Wow.
So it stays 3-1 in favor of Missouri's Cade Moore. Oklahoma winning the opening bout. Antonio Lorenzo, a 4-1 decision over Gage Walker.
Well, and Cleveland is starting to pick the pace up here, too. I like it. A lot more movement, stutters. Whoop.
They're going to restart him. A little over-aggressive with the pause to the head. And then Moore went right back to it.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we want to be. Circle and bounce him. Get him down. You can bounce him and bury your head and get an angle on that. There's this pancake. Oh, nice. Nice scrambling on the part of Moore.
Moore's powerful. You saw it on his takedown and a couple of attempts he has avoided by Belton.
Cleveland likes to stay a little high and anticipate your shots.
No significant riding time really for either wrestler. So it's a 4-1 advantage for Cade Moore. Takedown in the first period. He got the escape here in period 2, and those were the only points in the second frame. So 2 more minutes to see if Cleveland Belton can find something.
Yeah, and you're going to need to make more action, create more action.
Belton will start on bottom, try to get out. and get within a takedown of potentially winning.
So I mentioned that he has really good leg attack. Sometimes what you have to do is take a knee dip shot where you're not even intending to get the shot, but you're kind of enticing your opponent to do
So attempting the reversal instead.
Yeah,
Belton
we're going to come out on top.
position.
We're going to come out on top here. Maybe with back.
So Belton is going to get a reversal and some near fall points.
Yeah,
So already 2 for the reversal. Now it will be, I can't see, how many near fall points?
I'm not sure either. I think 3 or is it 4? He actually counted beyond the exposure in my mind,
So
but I'm wearing glasses.
it is going to be 4 near fall points. So it is 7-4. 6 points on that exchange. Wow, what a turnaround and a 7-4 lead for Cleveland Belton.
And there's the momentum we talked about.
And now he's approaching a minute of riding time as Belton. A reversal and 4 near fall points. 6 points in a span of about 10 seconds for Cleveland Belton.
And the interesting thing is this: if you can get a tilt here and move into major territory, that would be huge.
About a minute left in the 3rd period. Oklahoma trying to win the first 2 bouts of this duel. There's a caution up top against Belton. Coach, you mentioned it. When they had that review, it probably lasted 3 minutes. And after that, there was a little spring in the step at Cleveland Belton.
Yeah, whoa.
And now he's at a minute of riding time, is Belton.
Oh.
There's the escape for Cade Moore. But remember, it's actually 8-5 here because of the riding time. So even if Moore were to get a takedown, it would be a tie because you're going to tack on the 1 for riding time.
Except if he takes him down with more than 5 seconds to go.
Yeah,
so that's not a big
yet.
cushion. Yeah. Now you want to get in a little better stance here. A little high. Looked like a misdirection duck that Moore was looking for. You want to get shorter arms here, lower your level. See, he's holding him off, but if he would have spun on that, he would have created that cushion.
Are you surprised there hasn't been stalling called yet?
Yep. If he backs out, there will be. Now that,
That was a quick 3, just a pancake there, Coach.
Yeah. Well, he actually tried to throw, and Cleveland came out on top.
But they get 3 out of that. You add 1, it's going to be 11-5. They may go take a look at that. Now, it won't matter. Are they putting some time on the clock?
For back, I think it may be, are they getting back points, but it was too quick. Let's take a peek at this up on the big screen. Yeah, he tries a lateral, comes out on top, but I don't think there was enough time for back points. But what a great match by Cleveland Belton.
What a period it was. He ends up with 10 points out of that period when you go reversal for 2, near fall 4, takedown 3, and riding time for 1.
And that is called make it happen. Yes. And, you know, Moore's shaking his head because it's not like he wrestled a poor match.
No.
It just came at him all at once.
So they're having a look, and we are about 12 rows up from the table. I don't know if they're looking to just make sure it was a takedown. I can't see why it would be. Well, you know what?
No, there could be one way, and maybe we can see that again. If his foot came up off the mat, because a lot of them was out of bounds.
Right.
If the foot was off the mat, then they're out of bounds. So that may be a good challenge, but an unsuccessful one.
It was unsuccessful. The takedown counts. You tack on 1 for riding time, and it's 11-5, the win for Cleveland Belton. Well, now they're going to put some time on the clock, it looks like. They have not done that yet. 1 second on the clock.
Well, that's insignificant there.
And there it is. Okay, well, it took a minute, but it's a win. And the final is 11-5 for Cleveland Belton, and Oklahoma has a 6-0 lead in the duel.
And on what night?
Senior night.
Senior night.
More seniors. 2 senior wins for Oklahoma to start the night.
Wow. And once again, it's not because Missouri isn't wrestling. It's that Oklahoma is wrestling extremely well and tough. But you got to keep it going.
Missouri already has number 15, Josh Edmond, out.
Yeah, and this is a war here. And the thing that keeps Moshe is, one, he's one of the most poised wrestlers in the country. It doesn't matter where he is. He thinks he's okay. And the second thing, he's extremely dangerous. But this is going to be a real tough match.
Edmond ranked number 15 this week for Missouri. Moshe Schwartz, number 18 for the Sooners.
Well, he's moving up because he just got a big win over number 5, Cal Happel from Northern Iowa.
Close one, 9-7 over Northern Iowa. Moshe Schwartz, a transfer from Northern Colorado to Oklahoma. And there's an early warning against Schwartz.
And you have got to have mat control, wrestle in the middle of the mat, and if you get backed up, you got to circle back in, especially to give that up this early. Not a good thing.
Josh Edmond has won 4 straight bouts coming in, including a win over number 13, Hayden Drury of Utah Valley. He's a 2-time NCAA qualifier.
Now, I hate this. He just flags his arm over there, but he's got a wicked inside trip, a wicked headlock, too, and a good whizzer. Remember how he sat under this a few meets ago? He drives me crazy. He doesn't use that whizzer, and he looks like he's in trouble.
So that was nearly a takedown, and then Schwartz rolled him over, but none of it is going to count because they were out of bounds.
No, and here's the deal. If he didn't get the takedown, he's given up a bundle of points, like 7. But that's why Moshe Schwartz is so much fun to watch. Now, Edmonds has a great blast doubles. You got to be careful about that.
Edmond wrestled at 149 or 141 at the beginning of his career.
See, I want him lifting his knee and reinforcing that pry. That's where you get pressure on that whizzer. But I think what he likes is have the opponent thinking he's in good shape, and all of a sudden he's not. There's a hip toss from an overhook. And there it goes again, and he is on his back. Oh.
Nope, they say no, and there's the takedown the other way for Josh Edmond.
Yeah, that could have been a 2. Wow. 3.
It was almost a 3 and then a 2. A takedown and a reversal.
Wow.
But it is 3 for Josh Edmond and the escape for Moshe Schwartz. Good action so far in this opening period.
Yeah, and the problem once again here is Moshe likes it when guys are coming to him and attacking him, and you get in a situation where you don't have to if you're Josh Edmond. But I still think you're always better off staying aggressive and keep trying to put points on the board. That was the mantra of Penn State and Iowa. Points on the board, points on the board. The only thing, it was Penn State that was putting all the points on the board.
And they've done a bunch of that recently. First period comes to a conclusion. Good action between Schwartz and Edmond. A takedown from Josh Edmond for the 3 in the opening 3 minutes.
And that's why this sport is a sport of inches. How close was he? I'll tell you. Now, that's slow motion, but I think he had, I mean, that arguably was a takedown and back points.
Out they go. Fans wanting stalling, saying that Edmond was pushing Moshe Schwartz out of bounds.
Now, Moshe actually has another year. I don't think he'll take advantage of it. He has had so many injuries. He's just a tough and heroic kid.
So possibly his final appearance at McCaslin Fieldhouse on this senior night. Third year at Oklahoma for Moshe Schwartz after 2 years at Northern Colorado, which is also a Big 12 affiliate member.
Coach Troy Nickerson, fellow New York boy, does a fabulous job out there. And one of the reasons Moshe transferred is they have a 141-pounder as a national champion. Moshe was a 33-pounder, but got too big.
I can't see him as a 33-pounder.
I know. That's what he said.
Under a minute left with no scoring here in this period, other than the escape by Schwartz. 3-2 and just 23 seconds of riding time for Josh Edmond.
So this is smart. So Edmonds isn't doing anything, but he keeps moving his feet. He keeps circling. He's not backing to the edge. And all the time the clock is ticking. There's that blast double we talked about, but Moshe was ready for it. Here's where you need a head snap or an open heel pick, some sort of a slick. Yeah, he fakes a shrug and then re-attacks off of it, but Edmonds has been studying film. Moshe has a wicked inside trip, but sometimes he fails to get that forward momentum.
So we go to the third period, 3-2 for Josh Edmond. The only points in the second period, the 1 point for the escape by Moshe Schwartz. And it's Edmond's takedown that was nearly a Schwartz takedown in the first period that is the difference maker right now.
And now Moshe can ride, and he could get riding time to tie it up, but whoa, whoa.
Look at that scrambling. Edmond trying to work his way out. Somehow Schwartz hung on. But there's the escape for Edmond.
Yeah, he's going to need a takedown. Now that's a smart move right there.
They did not call the stalling warning there. And they restart him quickly. Edmond's got control of the right wrist.
There's your duck.
There's the warning as Edmond continues to
He needs
back.
3 of them now. But if you get a couple of them now, maybe an errant shot. Moshe likes that position.
Moshe Schwartz just trying to wait his time and look for the best chance, trying that inside trip.
Yeah, not enough forward momentum there.
Under a minute left. Josh Edmond up 4-2. And Schwartz is really working hard up there. Still a ways to go.
Yep. I like the look in Moshe's eyes. I like how he's going forward. He's not going to go down without a fight. I think you're going to see another point for stalling here, but you need more than that. So
still, it will take a takedown. Schwartz
to the dump.
There's
they're out of
fleeing
bounds.
The mat.
It doesn't matter if your toes in. They're not in the score. Well, maybe they are in the score.
So 1 point there for Schwartz makes it 4-3. But as you said, he's going to have a takedown. Fleeing the mat against Edmond. 14 seconds left. Moshe Schwartz, quick attack. Trying for the trip.
Oh, golly!
Moshe Schwartz.
It's two.
There's 3 with 2 seconds left. Moshe Schwartz, in improbable fashion, wins it with 2 seconds left.
Oh, wow. And that is wrestling. Hey, this match isn't over. We have a half a second left. This match is not over. What a heroic performance. And it took like 3 finishes to seal the deal.
So Moshe Schwartz gets 4 points in the final period to win it.
That was amazing. And once again, it's not that. Well, I think Josh Edmonds did stop wrestling a little bit. He tried to ride that lead, and that was a mistake.
He kind of fell victim to the making it look like he was active when he really wasn't active.
Yep.
So 9-0 is the dual score in favor of Oklahoma, and now another senior stepping in for the Sooners, 16th ranked Willie McDougald.
Now in last year's duel, I think it was the duel, he beat Willie. So this is going to be interesting.
Logan Gioffre for Missouri and Willie McDougald for Oklahoma, with the Sooners leading 9-0.
Yeah, Gioffre beat him 4-1 in Southern victory. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Gioffre trying to go up top on McDougald, who scrambles out. There's a little energy in the old field house,
absolutely.
isn't there?
And one of the things that the Sooners have done, they've treated us, win or lose, to some great dual meets. And both these teams are wrestling.
Moshe Schwartz's energy in that third period, Coach, that is about as aggressive as we've seen him in a while.
Yep. I'd like to see that takedown again. It looked like he hopped over him.
You know, and Oklahoma's got one duel left. They got a lot of time off between now and the Big 12 championships. And Moshe Schwartz, if he can stay healthy and wrestle like that.
That's right. And one of the things, these teams wrestle each other. They know each other. There are a lot of people that don't know Moshe Schwartz. And if you don't know what he does, it's difficult to respond.
Oklahoma has one duel between now and March 8th, the Big 12 championships. They will wrestle at Arizona State on February the 16th. And, you know, both these teams can use some time off to try to get some bodies healthy.
Absolutely.
And Missouri will wrestle in Stillwater tomorrow. They have Iowa State in Columbia on February the 22nd. So they don't have a lot left before the Big 12s. And both will have many weeks off before everybody convenes in Tulsa for that Big 12 championship.
Logan Gioffre has heavy hands. He gets on that head and he snaps.
Logan Gioffre out of Clovis, California. He's a Cal Poly transfer. He was teammates there with Oklahoma's Antonio Lorenzo.
And what does he have in common with Coach Spates? Both Cal Poly transfers. Mine was 100 years ago.
From Cal Poly to Slippery Rock. You saw both coasts.
Now, Logan will grab your wrist, and that's a great opportunity to hit a high crotch, wrist lead, high crotch, or wrist lead duck. Okay. A lot of action here. Circle, circle. He is circling. Yeah, the official saw that.
Seems like just yesterday when Willie McDougald made his Oklahoma debut, and it was against Missouri. 2021-22 season. He would go on to make the Big 12 finals. Willie McDougald, a two-time NCAA qualifier.
And there were several of those matches where the match ended with the crowd on its feet applauding a heroic performance by Willie McDougald.
Yeah, he had this place on its feet a couple of times. 9-0, Oklahoma leads the duel. There's some great action. And it's been the third periods for Cleveland Belton. He had a 10-point third period to win at 133. And then Moshe Schwartz had a takedown with 2 seconds left at 141 to get his decision, 6-4 over Josh Edmond.
I'm just smiling. 3 great matches, 3 heroic performances to pull out the victory.
And as we've said, you never know how senior night is going to go. Emotions, energy, and it's gone the right way for Oklahoma so far. Escape for Gioffre. That's the first point of this bout.
Willie's got good shots. He doesn't have great control of tie-ups and great setups. I like Gioffre's fakes. Keep the man off balance. To me, against a guy like Gioffre, I want hands-on and make him react to me. Now he's got to work to get out of my ties. The movement hasn't changed, but the action has. There's not a lot of attacks. Yeah, you got to keep those elbows in on those shots.
Both wrestlers looking for an angle, looking for an opening.
Yeah, Willie also a better counter wrestler. He wants you to come to him. Problem is sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Now, if you got to go get him, although we were in that situation in a couple of those beginning matches, and we went and got it when we needed it.
Neither wrestler with a real strong attack as of yet, and we're almost through 2 periods here at 149 pounds. That will do it. So the only point is an escape by Logan Gioffre in that period.
I like Joffrey's motion. He's very loose. He gets you responding. He hasn't pulled the trigger much.
So now McDougald will start on bottom, try to escape and tie this, and we'll see if anybody can muster some offense.
I like that. Right to your feet, hooking your feet. Right back up. That can break an opponent's will to ride when he works real hard to do a behind standing bring back to the mat, and boom, you're right back up on your feet.
McDougald has to get out to get this bout tied. No significant riding time either way. Doesn't look like it's going to be a factor if McDougald can get out here.
Now, you've been exploding to your feet twice. Now maybe do a half explode, but stay on your knees, see if you can get hands locked. Or change it off to a changeover. That's the second caution, I believe. One more and it's a point.
That's his first.
It is the first?
Yes.
How'd you know that?
I heard the announcer on the public address say it.
And you took his word over mine? Ooh,
that's the third time they've been out.
Falling into a standing switch. That's nice. You have the opponent trying to push you out, fall into a standing switch. We call that the Michael Barker. If Michael's listening, he's down in Texas. An All-American on a standing switch. Won a lot of matches.
Crowd wanting them to warn Gioffre, saying that he is pushing McDougald out.
Well, Willie's on his feet trying to get his hips out. You can't just pick him up and pull him back. In all fairness to Mr. Gioffre, oh my heavens. Don't look at him. Do not look at the official. Wait for the whistle.
So that's 2. One more caution against McDougald means a point for Gioffre.
I said 2, right? I just said it prematurely.
You were right. Kind of. Getting up hasn't been a problem. Getting out has so far. And there's the scramble.
Go, 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 go.
McDougald's
that is big.
And he got a quick takedown.
That is big.
What action within 2 seconds, an escape and a takedown. Now, our referees Joshua Briscoe and Eric McGill are going to go just make sure that they should award the 3.
Well, and here's the deal. When Willie got in that situation, finish it anyway. Continue wrestling.
We're watching the replay.
It's all going to depend on what they count as reaction time.
But McDougald quickly, once you get out, to bounce back and reattack after the escape.
Well, actually, Gioffre attacked, and he spun right behind.
So if it stands, it is 4-1 McDougald with 1 minute remaining in this bout. And third period heroics for Oklahoma tonight from Cleveland Belton, from Moshe Schwartz, and already some here in the third period from Willie McDougald.
I think Yogi had something to say about that, right?
It ain't over till it's over.
There we go.
But that's the case for Gioffre as well. And this is going to give both wrestlers a breather. McDougald's used up a lot of energy just trying to get off bottom and get out.
Yeah, but he's got a big gas tank. And you look, you don't see he's strong, standing up. He's fine. And look at how he snapped his shot. That's how you can tell if a guy has no energy. You can't snap shots like that. And people say, well, he's tired. You know what? You should be tired in a wrestling match. But it doesn't. If you're in shape, you can still go.
So the call has been changed from a 3-point takedown to a 2-point reversal.
Oh.
Now, would that mean there was not an escape and it's 2-1? They have 3-1 posted on the scoreboard, but I think it should be 2-1. It is 2-1, so I got it right for once.
Yeah, and here's the situation. I should have picked up on that because in a reversal, you don't have to have control. You just have a reversal of position.
So 2-1 McDougald.
Nice.
If Gioffre gets out, then you've got a true tie. There's not going to be riding time, it doesn't look like, for either wrestler. McDougald able to return him. And he's out, so we're tied, 2 apiece.
Yeah, he changed off to that hip. He should have stayed where he was.
30 seconds left. Who's got the offense? Who's got the gas in the tank?
I think they both have gas, but Willie, you better go forward.
Gioffre the first attack after the tie, and out they go. 14 seconds left.
Tell him to stay in the middle of the mat, please.
May be content to just take this to overtime. So we will go to overtime. Well, the overturned call from an escape, which would have given McDougald an escape and a takedown and 4 points, but it got overturned, and it was only a 2-point reversal. So 2-2 and into overtime. 2 minutes. Can someone get a takedown?
Well, Willie might be lulling him to sleep because Willie hasn't made a real attempt at a shot yet, a commitment shot. But it's a lot harder to attack a guy who's not stationary. Gioffre's constantly moving. Oh, nice attempt right there. Little pop with his hands. He wants Willie to reach up as he does that.
One minute into the overtime.
At least Willie's staying in the center now. That's important. Nice single leg attempt into a double. He's got a good shot at finishing here. Oh, nice scrambling. Can he get that Turk? Does he have his leg over? Gioffre's how much time? 40. He's got enough time. You got to bury those ankles.
Now
Get that right arm around his waist. Oh, he's coming this way. Okay, there we go.
Willie McDougald.
Hold him on his back. Hold him on his back.
He's going to have
points. That's exactly right.
Willie McDougald gets 3 near fall points out of it. And Willie McDougald continues the senior Sooner magic with a 5-2 overtime win at 149 pounds.
Hey, this is fun. This is great. And what whether our guys come out on top or not. It's the way we're wrestling.
5-2 is the final. You see McDougald up on his feet, had Gioffre on his back, got 3 near-fall points in overtime, and Oklahoma leads the duel 12-0 through 4 bouts. Decisions from Lorenzo, Belton, Schwartz, and McDougald.
All in heroic fashion. I think they actually could have called the pin at one time there.
And all of them, Lorenzo, Belton, McDougald, final match at McCaslin Fieldhouse could be for Schwartz as well. Going out the way that you want to go out.
Man.
So for Oklahoma, they have had all kinds of injury and illness at 157 pounds. It'll be Landon Sommer to the mat. He has been summoned, the freshman from Stillwater, who has been out for 1 dual appearance, a loss against West Virginia, and he'll take on a guy that's been hot lately. That's James Conway, the redshirt sophomore from Charlestown, Indiana. He is a guy who's won 5 straight, 7 of his last 8 bouts, but none of them have been against ranked opponents.
Yeah. Former Indiana state champ, 134-8 in high school, with a 68-match win streak. He knows how to win.
And he's had a rugged schedule. He's faced 11 top 30 opponents this year. His Conway has 1 win amongst those 11.
And this is the difference. We've had 7 matches. Nice single. Got his hands locked. Up. There's the duck right there. Little pancake action, then duck that sucker. Nice drag attempt by Conway. Look at Conway's stance, how much lower he is. Nice lateral movement. Uh-oh, he's got his hands locked on the cradle.
Conway dangerous here.
He sits through it.
There's the takedown.
Oh, God.
Near fall points coming. Is a pin coming? Not this time.
I'll tell you, he is vicious with that cradle. He's relentless.
Man, this is going to be a bunch of near fall points. Is it going to be a fall? James Conway looking for the first win for the Tigers tonight.
You're only going to get 1 set of back points because he never broke the hold.
It'll be 4.
Right.
And finally, a little bit of relief for Sommer. But 7 points for Conway.
I like the toughness with which Conway's wrestling.
Quick 7-0 start as Sommer tries to roll out. Could never tell. I thought it would be 4 near fall points, but the counts were quick. There were a bunch of counts, but they kept getting broken.
Yeah.
But he got to 4 at one stage, did Joshua Briscoe. And so it's a 7-0 lead for Conway.
I'll tell you, Conway was like a shark smelling blood once he got his hands locked. Yeah, we're a little high in our stance. Back in on that single. Not a great shot, but he kept his legs driving. That's what you need to do. Stalemate.
13 seconds left in the opening period. Oklahoma leading the duel 12-0. Missouri looking for its first points.
Now we keep taking that shot. Now stutter, see if you can get a reaction and snap that guy and spin. You don't want to take the same shot too many times in a row. The opponent anticipates it, goes behind. A la Willie McDougald. Look, we have another match going on over here.
A couple of youngsters going at it.
That is great. Hey, they don't even need knee pads, and they're in the hardwood. Let's take it. Maybe we can get a camera look at that. Up and a fall.
Riding time is over a minute. There's the second escape of this bout for Landon Sommer.
That was interesting. Just some back pressure to a hip heist. This is the nice thing about a three-point takedown. That puts us within 2 points if we get one of those. Yeah. Gonna get a camera in our second dual meet that's going on.
Sommer's trying. I mean, he's given effort.
No, he is. That's a good call right there, Chad. He is battling hard. I think you just have to do a little better job setting your shot up. Gioffre, real good at keeping his opponent off balance. Until he wasn't.
Conway was 12-8 last year at 157 pounds. And the year before that, he was a 165-pounder. Redshirt year at Missouri that season.
Yeah, so you have a lot of guys that Keegan O'Toole has pushed out of 165. And Cam Steed was at 57 last year. Couldn't make it anymore, but fortunately, Keegan moved up.
So that's shuffled things around, and Keegan O'Toole has been out since December the 22nd, the two-time national champion 174-pounder from Missouri.
After a big win against
Levi Haynes.
Levi Haynes from Penn State. That's exactly right.
2 periods down, still 7-2 in this bout, and this is the other one that's going on over here. Look at this.
There we go.
We got an escape. Oh, that's fleeing the mat, or the hardwood, as the case may be. Even got a referee for this thing.
Oh, the ref's getting into it now. He's got a claw. Let's see what he's got on top.
Sommer has been able to get the riding time of Conway under a minute at least by being able to ride him a little bit to start the third.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he keeps wrestling hard. Conway can be content just to stay right there as long as he's moving a little bit. You need to get back points here or let him go and take him down.
And there indeed is the release. So Conway gets 1 for the escape and leads 8-2. Riding time is insignificant riding time now.
Yeah, better to be a little lower in your level. Then you can shoot in and not shoot down. Nice control of the tie-up by Conway. You think he can tag to one of those guys over there? Yeah, this is smart wrestling by that Conway. Oh, he may run out of real estate. Otherwise, he might have a takedown there. Nice hips by Conway.
You like the activity and the energy and the heart of Landon Sommer here, but he's down 8-2 with 13 seconds left. Riding time's not going to be a factor.
But we've seen a lot of Sooner magic. Here's where you need a Moshe Schwartz headlock. Of course, if you give that up, you're giving up a major.
And that's going to be the first win of the night for the Tigers. It'll be an 8-2 decision for James Conway at 157 pounds. So the dual score 12-3 Oklahoma.
But that was not for lack of effort by Landon Sommer.
Intermission time at McCaslin Fieldhouse on Senior night, we've seen wins by seniors. Antonio Lorenzo at 125, Cleveland Belton at 133, Moshe Schwartz at 141, and Willie McDougald in overtime at 149, getting Oklahoma out to a 12-3 advantage at the midway mark. The fans will take a break. We will as well. We'll have more from McCaslin Fieldhouse in just a few moments here on ESPN+. 57 with an 8-2 win from James Conway. Coach Spates, your keys to the bout for Oklahoma, get off to a fast start. How did they get that done tonight?
Well, they just wouldn't stop wrestling. I mean, they were beaten several of those matches. In some of them, right down the last few seconds, they just did not stop wrestling. And that's what the coaches say going into this last half. Hey, pay attention. If you keep wrestling, good things happen.
So here we go, 165 pounds. The Sooners set to send Tate Piccolo out, Cam Steed for Missouri.
Two Okie State boys here, or Oklahoma boys, I should say. I like Tate backing his opponent up, being aggressive, and he's got a stalling call on him.
He did. So Steed gets warned to start. Tate Piccolo, the junior from Mustang High School, third year as a Sooner. He was a 174-pounder last year, so he's dropped down to 165. Cam Steed is a redshirt sophomore from Collinsville, Oklahoma. He was a four-time Oklahoma high school state champion, and he was a 157-pounder at Missouri, but bumped up to 165 last year. Lost a close one against West Virginia's number 3, Peyton Hall. Did Cam Steed, lost only 10-8. Yep. To Peyton Hall
and
last
Coach
time out.
Kendrick Maple is really high on Steed. Nice fight in the part of Piccolo, though. Nice attack. Now you got to bring it in and watch your ankles when you're doing that. Don't try and finish here. Pull him back in. Okay, see how he's climbing the leg, but keep bringing him in and watch that right. Watch both ankles. This is textbook right here. Still bring him in. You can get your hips in, do a little hip toss there. Nice!
Tate Piccolo.
What he does is get the weight off the foot, lift it, get the weight off, and then kick it out.
Well, he pulled him in probably 25, 30 feet and got the trip, taking the 3.
And this is the interesting thing. As good as Cam Steed was in high school, Piccolo was better, was more accomplished. And there may be some of that going on here, because Piccolo has not been as successful in college to date, but he's reminding Cam Steed of who he is and what he's done.
It's amazing how you match up with an opponent and you've just had his number maybe over the years, or you're aware of each other and the reputations. What can happen? Riding time building now for Piccolo.
And this is, you watch film on Cam Steed, you're not going to see this. He is immobile down there. His head's down, his hands are planted, and he hasn't moved. Bump him forward. Don't let him out. I'm telling you, the Missouri coaches are in shock right now. Unless he's sick and we don't know it, you have not seen this Cam Steed.
Tate Piccolo's going to get a takedown and ride out the final minute and a half of this opening period.
And the thing about it is he's not riding with anything. It's not like he's got wrists or he's got a claw.
And Cam Steed's just trying to find some energy right now.
Coach Bradley signifying defer.
So Piccolo will start on top, having gotten a takedown in the first and a minute 33 of riding time.
A big breakdown would mean everything here. Get him back on his belly.
Instead, Steed gets out for his first point.
But look at Piccolo going forward, backing him up. Just be careful as you do that. Here's a mistake some officials make. The guy doesn't go out of bounds, they don't call stalling, but all he's done is go backwards so far.
And Steed will get 3 as they go out. A little pass by there and re-attacked him.
And that was nice wrestling on the part of Cam Steed. It seems as if he's come alive.
4-3, Cam Steed on top and escaping a takedown.
That's a caution right there.
And that is to Steed on top.
That's almost the same start. Now get that back pressure, Tater. You can't give those wrists away. Wrists are like gold. Plant those hands, push your weight back. Oh, nice roll through tilt.
No near fall points there. Maybe some here.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yes.
It'll be 3 coming and 3 awarded. Cam Steed with a strong 7-point second period to seize control of this bout. He's also taken Piccolo's riding time below 1 minute.
And this is the importance of being able to work and turn on top. It's a game changer. And it's also, now Steed is a great athlete, but it's also a place where your non-athletes can excel. Said the non-athlete. Yeah, you got to come back to your base. No, not hands up. Hands on the mat, pushing back. When your hands up, they're weightless. He just grabs it, pulls it back in.
It was almost as though Steed just needed the brief break in between periods 1 and 2 to gather himself. He kind of sat on the mat for a moment.
Yep.
And then once the whistle blew on period 2, he came out like shot out of a cannon. 7 points in the period. And it'll be a neutral start here in the third.
Kendrick Maple has played a huge part in Cam Steed's development. Nice hip toss attempt by Piccolo. Get your head off the mat and reinforce that whizzer. And just in case the Maple family is listening in, hello and thank you so much for your son.
Three more for Steed and a 10-3 advantage.
See, so what happens, his hands are out front, no weight on him. His opponent grabs one wrist, now he reaches in, now he grabs the other. Not good fundamentals here.
Now riding time starting to build. Two more there for Cam Steed on the reversal. And all of a sudden, he's in major decision territory.
Yeah, and that's scary. You need one burst here. You've seen what the rest of your teammates have done with short time left.
Riding time over a minute now for Steed, who has really dominated the last 2 periods after Tate Piccolo got a first period takedown and rode it out. But the last 4 minutes have been a different story. And riding time is now secure for Cam Steed, so it's 13-3. And he's going to take home a major decision, which is the first bonus point win for either team tonight. Final will be 13-3. Cam Steed, the number 15 wrestler in the country, gets the victory for Missouri and the first bonus points for either squad. So it's 12-7 Oklahoma now in the duel.
But we come into 174 where I think we're going to get it back and more. I think we're going to get bonus points here and stop a little of that Missouri momentum. They've now won 2 straight.
So onward we go to 174 pounds. Gavin Sachs, the 15th ranked wrestler in the country for the Sooners. And Joe Milin, a redshirt junior from Wildwood, Missouri, to the mat for the Tigers. Milin hasn't been out there very much, and Sachs is one of the best in the country. But an early attack here by Milin.
Well, but that's exactly where Gavin Sachs wants him. That's where he's at his best, when you're in on his leg.
Well, you were right about that. Sachs, quick 3.
Then he gets the boots in. I'll be surprised if we don't see bonus points here. What we could really use, though, is a pin. .174, the spot where Missouri has the 2-time national champion Keegan O'Toole, who has been out since December the 22nd after his win over Penn State's Levi Haynes. Hasn't wrestled since then. There's 4 near fall points for Gavin Sachs. Yeah, and he's taken some tough losses later, but a lot of times there's a little slump involved somewhere during a long season.
Perhaps his victory over 16th ranked Jared Sims will get Gavin Sachs back on track.
Yep.
More near fall points there, 4 more.
Boy, and he's racked them up quickly, hasn't he? What he wants to do is go back to that tilt and then sink that half deep. See if he can get a pin.
Take down, 2 turns. 1 more of those and this bout could be over with. Gavin Sachs, 9-3 overall. Reached the blood round of the NCAAs last year. 4 seasons at North Dakota State and now an Oklahoma Sooner.
Yeah, big addition to the program, that's for sure.
And Milin trying to gain some traction down there on bottom. Still nearly a minute to go. And potentially more near fall points. And if it's 4, this bout's going to end on a tech fall. And a pin first.
A big
Gavin
pin.
Sachs with a fall with 42 seconds remaining in the first period. And Oklahoma gets a big 6 to lead the duel 18-7.
Wow. Wow. Now, hopefully, we'll see DJ Parker. We desperately need him in the lineup right now.
There it is. Gavin Sachs able to put Milin on his back and get the pin. For Missouri, headed out. They are down a man at 184, 2-time NCAA qualifier Colton Hawks, but it'll be Jeremy Jackovich. And for Oklahoma, it will be DJ Parker, ranked number 20 in the country. So we weren't sure really who either side was going to go with here at 184, but DJ Parker gets the nod for the Sooners. And that's a big deal because he's been their best guy at 184.
Little wounded in the West Virginia match, but he can wrestle. Nice open pick. Kicks the other leg out. Some textbook technique here tonight. Great finish. He can also wrestle on top. He can turn. Look at the wrist tilt coming. Up. Did he lose it? Sometimes you put those hands in your opponent's inside thighs. They reach in, you grab the wrist.
DJ Parker, the North Dakota State transfer, redshirt junior from Moline, Illinois.
At
NCAA qualifier 2 years ago.
Yeah, and at his best, he can be on the stand this year.
Jackovich is a redshirt junior from Huntley, Illinois. 4th year at Missouri. He is way up in weight. He was once a 157-pounder a couple of years ago.
Well, and he is up at weight. He is not an 84-pounder. And you know what? Guys like this are so important for a team. They don't get the limelight. You know, they may be plugged in anywhere, a weight or two above, but they're willing to do it.
And because from the perspective of Missouri, you know, you're without an NCAA qualifier in Colton Hawks. If you don't have a 184-pounder and you give up a forfeit and 6 points, this duel is pretty much over. But he's out there scrapping away against DJ Parker.
Yeah, you figured Keegan O'Toole, that's a pin there. Nice double. There's another 3.
Quick 6-1 start for Parker.
He's really working to get those wrists. If he gets those wrists, he's getting some back points. There's the roll through, and there it is. There's the back points. You can get a pin out of this too.
It'll be 3 near fall points and a 9-1 lead here in the first period.
And we may have another roll through. You got to keep us. He's trying to hop over. You got to plant those feet and drive. That's Spencer Leah, the key to his success.
Jackovich gets to his feet. Parker's been able to get him back down, but he'll get out with 8 seconds left in the period.
And that's lack of clock management. That was about 8 seconds ago, and he let him go.
But a dominant first period for DJ Parker. 2 takedowns, 3 near fall points, and a 9-2 lead, plus 2 minutes of riding time after 1 period at 184. Oklahoma leading this duel 18-7. Gavin Sachs with a pin. 2 minutes and 18 seconds into the first period at 174. We've had 2 bonus point matches, a major decision for Cam Steed of Missouri at 165 and Gavin Sachs's pin at 174.
See what kind of conditioning DJ's in. He has been out for the last couple of matches. You got to be careful about your head when you got long arms with double underhooks. He didn't wrestle against Iowa State, right? Northern Iowa, yeah.
He did not. Last match for DJ Parker was at home against West Virginia, lost the decision to 17th ranked Dennis Robin.
And really was in control of the match, and I think that's when an injury took place.
But he's bounced back here tonight in his first appearance since that West Virginia duel. That is his 3rd takedown and a 12-2 lead in bonus point territory now and building on that riding time. In fact, well, he can't quite have riding time secure headed to the final period, but close.
Well, listen, admittedly, I'm not good at math, but tell me, if we get a 5-point win here, this match is over. The meet is over. Yes? 12 and 7 is 19. Yes. That's curious.
Well, if Oklahoma just gets a win, then this duel will be over. They would lead 21-7, and with 2 bouts left, the most Missouri could get would be 12 points and make it 21-19.
Yep. Boy, what a performance by the Sooners. They earned it. There's no question about that. They beat some good wrestlers to get here, and they beat them in dramatic fashion.
Just incredible 3rd periods by Cleveland Belton. He scored 10 points in the 3rd period against Cade Moore when you count the riding time. And then A takedown with 2 seconds left in the bout for Moshe Schwartz to win at 141. Willie McDougald, a near fall, getting him 3 points in overtime at 149. Those the heroics for the Oklahoma Sooners. Riding time is now secure for Parker as well. He's got over 3 minutes of it. And he's going to get bonus points, it looks like, and secure the duel for Oklahoma if he can finish off Jeremy Jackovich. There's 3 more. And he will let him up. The escape. Now a re-attack.
So if he takes him down and holds him down, he's going to get the tech. That would be 19-4.
But they wouldn't stop it. The riding time would come on at the end.
That's correct.
And make it a 15-point win.
Yep. Boy, well, I guess he doesn't need the tech. He's really dominated the snaps here. Gives some forward pressure, gets his opponent pushing back, snaps. Nice motion.
Still being aggressive. Parker, potential for another takedown.
Do not slam him.
And there's 3 near fall points coming as well. And this may end on a tech fall. It might end on a fall. 3 seconds left. Parker with the tilt near fall points. It'll be 4 of those plus riding time. 23-4 tech fall.
Wonderful performance by DJ Parker. And this has just been an absolutely tremendous performance by the Sooners. Let's look at that last takedown. You see why my heart was in my throat. He's got him up. Do not slam him. It's hard to bring him down easily from here. That was slow motion, but nice performance.
So it's a technical fall for DJ Parker. Oklahoma back-to-back bonus points. They've secured the duel, now leading it 23-7. Seth Seago, the senior for Oklahoma, in his final appearance at McCaslin Fieldhouse. And he will battle with Jesse Cassat at 197. Oklahoma tonight is without Bradley Hill at 197, so Seago getting the go once again. And the Tigers have been without Rocky Elam at 197. He's out for the year. 4-time All-American at 197.
Yes.
Man, the injury bug has really hit the Tigers hard.
Yes. So this is a great program. What they've done through the years is magnificent. But this is not typical. They have had one of the worst years I've ever seen in terms of injuries.
Colton.
And yet they were right in the match. I mean, they could have won any of those first 4 matches.
But Oklahoma just came shot out of a cannon tonight. They won the first 4 in dramatic fashion in 3 of them. So Seth Seago out there.
What a nice way to conclude his career.
He is a senior from Claremore and then wrestled junior college just up the road from Claremore in Miami, Oklahoma at NEO.
Anything good ever come out of Miami, Oklahoma?
Well, Oklahoma has a Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Owens from Miami, Oklahoma.
Who's actually my boss at one time. Brief career and a great one as an athletic director.
Oklahoma athletic director Joe Castiglione, who was at Missouri for a time as well, is here in attendance watching this duel.
So what's interesting is I was promoting Brian for the Missouri job, and I have recruits in there at dinner at my home, and I get a phone call from the president's office. We've just hired our new athletic director, and we would like you to come down. And I said, I may be a little late, but I'll be there. By the way, who is it? And he said, Joe Castiglione.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian had not yet been hired. So I called Brian. I said, hey, Brian, we just hired our new AD. Guess who it is? He said, I don't know. I said, Joe Castiglione. He's like, But Joe was wise enough to hire him, and what a great hire that was.
1 minute remaining in the first period. 1 minute.
Minute remaining here in the first period. Still no score at 197 between Seago and Cassat. Cassat is a redshirt junior from Carl Junction, Missouri.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some members of the Smith family listening in. Great families. His cousin Kevin was a protege of mine and teammate of my brother's at Smithtown High School. Great wrestler, great man. And wife Denise, just wonderful. Mama Bear, great family.
Missouri's going to go up the road to Stillwater and wrestle tomorrow against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and they'll go licking their wounds, but they'll battle back.
Oklahoma with the dual secure, leading at 23-7. And there's the end of the first period with no score between Seago and Cassat at 197 pounds. So the Sooners' little skid is going to come to an end. They will close out the home season with a victory inside McCaslin Fieldhouse. And Seago gets the first point of this bout with the escape.
So what's interesting is you see a redhead down in the, well, I lost him. There he is next on Don Bradley's left, our right facing him. Coach Bradley's big guy with the white short sleeve t-shirt, and he is an all everything. He's going to be a multiple national champion. Could have wrestled tonight, but he only has one more match. Remember, when you're redshirting, you can compete 5 times. So they will use him either against Oklahoma State tomorrow night, or probably more probable, because they may not be in that match, against Iowa State.
And you're talking about Aiden Sinclair over there.
I am, yep. And he's from the Askren legacy. What an incredible impact both Ben and Max Askren have made to high school wrestling. By the way, I noticed Cam Steed, he's trying to rival, I think, Ben Askren with that hair. At the Missouri matches, many fans would come with these huge Ben Askren wigs. It was quite wonderful. Ben, of course, went on to have an excellent MMA career. And he has wrestlers, and he and his brother have wrestlers all over the country competing, and they're monsters. Keegan O'Toole is one of their guys.
Final 5 seconds of period 2. It'll be 1-0 in favor of Seth Seago headed to the final period. And no significant riding time, so we'll see if Cassat can escape and tie it, and then who has offense available in the final 2 minutes.
Bump, bump, bump. You bump, you pull. Sometimes it's the little things that are key. Pop that arm out. Yeah, you don't want to come behind him. Awful hard way to ride.
Almost surprised he's been able to do it for this long.
He's just hanging tough is what he's doing.
Well, he does have kind of the left leg.
Yeah, now he's got that leg lace.
And here's what's at stake right now. Seago, if he can stay on for about 10 more seconds, which he can't, he was approaching a minute of riding time.
Right.
But Cassat is able to get out and tie this bout.
Nice snap. There's that wrist again. Young wrestlers, opponent has your wrist. Lead it wherever you want. Lead it to your other hand. Lead it to a duck or a high crotch. Lead it to a 2-on-1. If he has you, you have him. Single attempt by Cassat.
Do I smell our second overtime bout of the night? Neither wrestler with a takedown.
Nice elbow pass.
Not quite.
He's busy, though. I like it.
So we will go to overtime for the second time tonight. Earlier at 149 pounds, Oklahoma's Willie McDougald in overtime got 3 near-fall points. He put Logan Gioffre on his back and won 5-2 in overtime. So here we will go. Put 2 minutes on the clock. We'll see if anybody can muster points as they start neutral.
So even though it's a 1-1 match, I really think that Seth has dominated. He's controlled the tie-ups, a lot of snaps, many more near scores. Uh-oh. Kind of slipped into that, but quickly adapted. Nice. Oh.
And out they went. Oh, Seago was on the verge of something.
Yeah,
and they were out for maybe a second.
He redirected that head and got the angle to a shot. He's done some nice things.
He has been the aggressor. He has had more opportunities, but now it is Cassat with the shot.
Keep those laces down. Oh. Nice.
Seago able to squirm out, and we've got 45 seconds left. The takedown wins it for either wrestler. Cassat back in. And Cassat gets the takedown with 38 seconds left. So a minute and 23 seconds into overtime. It's the win for Jesse Cassat of Missouri. 4-1 is the final.
Yeah, and that's a shame because he really wrestled a good match. Would have been a nice way to say goodbye, but it wasn't for lack of effort.
So Seth Seago takes it to overtime. Cassat wins. The dual score is going to go to 23-10. Once again, Oklahoma has already secured the win in the duel overall. And we've got one bout left. It's the big boys, the heavyweights.
Which heavyweight? Can you tell?
I cannot.
So I think
it'll be Seth Nitzel rather than Jarrett Stoner. Okay. So Seth Nitzel from Missouri and 25th ranked Juan Mora of Oklahoma to close the night.
Nitzel has a quite comfortable win over Juan Mora, but you don't count Juan Mora out. He wrestles hard.
Yeah, he beat him 8-0 January 19th at the Cyclone Open up in Ames. Seth Nitzel from Stillwell, Kansas, Blue Valley Southwest High School, and Juan Mora, a Californian. He's from Turlock, spent 2 years at North Dakota State. This is his second year at Oklahoma.
I am going to predict you're not going to see that type of match today.
Mora's coming off a top 25 win. He beat Iowa State's Adam Aronson in his last match. Beg your pardon, that was that match.
Daniel Herrera? You sure? Little contention here. Little slower pace right now. Let's see. Can you read that for me?
Daniel Herrera of Iowa State. That was the win for Juan Mora.
That was the win. Of course, Iowa State's in the same boat. They have lost a bundle of guys. And I think, and I don't know this in those particular situations, whether it's Missouri or Iowa State, but kind of walked into that shot.
Ooh, they say that
hand on
Nitzel's
the mat.
hand was
That's
on
right,
the hardwood
off the mat.
outside of the mat.
That's right.
And so they restart them.
Well, the question is, did he have control before? We lost a heavyweight bout one time where we had control, but they slid out of bounds, but control was there before.
And Roger Kish is going to challenge this. Allow both heavyweights to get a little bit of a breather. Our referees Joshua Briscoe and Eric McGill have been
Excellent
over to
job
the table.
tonight.
They have done a good job. They had one reversal earlier in the 149-pound bout. Senior night for Oklahoma here. The final time at McCaslin Fieldhouse. Got Antonio Lorenzo, Cleveland Belton, Willie McDougald, Gavin Sachs, and Seth Seago, who have all wrestled tonight. And Ryan Weiss was also honored.
So we've seen numerous injuries, you know, in different programs, and including your top tier. And sometimes I think you can attribute that to too young and too much. Starting too young and too many matches. The human body was not designed for it. I think when you're involved in different sports, you get wear and tear on different parts of the body. But when you're doing the same thing, nice angle on that shot, nice hustle by Mora.
Nitzel gains control and gets the first takedown.
You got to get a legger underneath you. Throw that hip down. Nice kicking that leg off. Now scoot your hips down and head hunt. Boy, Nitzel's impressive.
He has a takedown. If he can ride out this period, he'll have a minute of riding time gained headed to period 2, and that'll be the case for Nitzel. So the takedown with a minute left, he rides out the period. And we go to the second with a 3-0 lead for Seth Nitzel.
Missouri's always had tough heavyweights, and that man over there, Don Bradley, has contributed a great deal to it. On many USA teams, a multiple-time All-American. Little anticlimactic after those first 5.
Oklahoma able to secure the duel with a DJ Parker tech fall at 184 pounds. They got a pin from Gavin Sachs at 174. So 11 points in those 2 bouts that put it away for the Sooners tonight.
But the key really was those first 4 wins. I mean, those were over great kids, and they were nail biters, and they just wouldn't quit.
Yeah, 3 toss-up bouts, really.
Yeah.
And you could make it 125 was a toss-up as well.
I
Antonio
think
Lorenzo
so.
won that one.
Yep.
So Oklahoma won the 4 that you would have flipped a coin on before the night.
Yep. And in dramatic fashion. And this is the wonder of sport. You never say never.
5 seniors for Oklahoma honored tonight, all in the lineup and winning as well. With the lone exception, you know, you have a tough night for Seago there, who loses in overtime.
And yet who wrestled very well.
So the takedown with a minute left in the first period by Seth Nitzel. The only points so far, he has 1 minute exactly of riding time.
Well, 2 minutes to make it happen. He's not going to finish it on top, so there's going to be a 4-0 lead for Missouri.
So how quickly will Mora let Nitzel up?
Well, the bottom line is he's not a big turner anyway, so you might as well let him go right now.
And that's what he'll do?
You know you're going to do that, just signals to the referee, start on your feet.
But what he did with that, he rode for about 6 seconds, and that took the riding time under a minute for Nitzel. So a little strategic there on the part of Mora. And now he shoots
nice
quickly.
Sweep shot, get your back up.
Nitzel just squashes it.
Nitzel's got some hips. Uses his hips really well.
7-0 in favor of Seth Nitzel. And he builds the riding time back up over a minute.
And that's the end of my prophetic career, because I said we wouldn't see a repeat of that performance. And Mr. Nitzel says, hey, don't bet on it.
I got news for you, my friend. Your career as a prognosticator ended many years before this.
Oh, I was making a comeback in the beginning.
Minute left. The first point there for the Sooner heavyweight Juan Mora.
Yeah, you got to turn the corner, especially when you have a guy that's got such good hips. Yeah, if you 4-point up from there, guy's going to drop right into your legs. But Juan keeps fighting here.
30 seconds remaining. And a stalemate. They'll restart him.
27 seconds to go, and yet Juan Mora is still battling hard. Regardless of the final score, this is a win for the Sooners. And I'm not talking about in team score and victory. I'm talking about in the way they've wrestled.
Riding time is secure here for Seth Nitzel. So 8-1 is going to be the final in the final bout of the night. The win for Nitzel, but Oklahoma wins the duel. 23-13 is the final score.
And what a big win for the Sooners.
Oklahoma bounces back and gets the victory. And the Sooners will close the regular season a little over 2 weeks from now at Arizona State. Missouri will be up the road in Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State tomorrow. As the Sooners win the first 4 bouts, they get a pin from Gavin Sachs at 174, a technical fall from DJ Parker at 184, and win by 10 over the Missouri Tigers tonight. For Jack Spates, I'm Chad McKeesey, and so long from McCaslin Fieldhouse in Norman, where Oklahoma beats Missouri. All games airing on the ESPN Network, streamed live and archived on the ESPN app.